good, y'all? This your boy Blak G 92. Now, for this evening, New Year's Eve, I could do a little bit of a different video. Just me, just gonna be talking about random stuff and more so give overview about how this year has gone by so quick. Cause it really has. Cause I was just thinking too while I was in the shower that man, it seemed like yesterday that it was like February or March of 2025. Now it's like merely hours before 2026 is around the corner, and once 2006 comes around, we only have like another 4 years till this decade is over with, and we're in 2030 some shit. Yeah, it just shows that time really does fucking fly by. You know what I mean? So, man, I was sitting there thinking, man, like how I'm going to like just tackle the very next year. But that's gonna be safe for another video. And I did consider perhaps stepping out for a little bit tonight, but probably says nah, cause it's kind of freezing out here, and yeah, I'm definitely not. It's definitely not in the plans to just walk through different venues downtown. And someone spoke about fireworks being let off downtown, which would have been nice, but yeah, it's too cold for that shit. And no, and I've been under the weather. I've just now started feeling better, so I think I'll need to be outside anywhere. That's just me. And I was considering maybe hitting up the old hangout spot, Limelight Cafe, but don't know. Don't know. Most likely not. I might just spend the next 2 to 3 hours, chilling at the house. Yeah, and plus, not to mention, we got the very first Friday, which is a thing that happens in Augusta where all the bars be popping, the clubs be like jumping and all that shit. So yeah, I might do all my mingling probably this coming Friday. And plus, it'll be the second day of the new year. So hey, there's always another day. There's always another New Year's celebration. So fuck it. And plus, I do plan on hitting up the mall tomorrow just to see about these clearance sale over at what's that one place called? I forgot that shit called, but they sell all them incense and journals and crystals and geodes. I forgot what the name of that place. But it's in the mall. They got a little clearance sale going on. They're selling everything out. Yes, and the store is shutting down, I guess. I don't know, but while I'm out there, I might just look around, see about any calendars. But I might order a new one, say, on Amazon. I might order one off Amazon and just wait for that to come in the mail. But it wouldn't hurt to just hit up Barnes and Nobles and a couple other stores to see what they have for sale, and just see how the new year of 2026 is shaping to look like in the city of Augusta. And what else? I also plan on doing a video letting you guys know about my top 25 best hip hop albums of 2025, and I might make a little post about the movies I've watched in 2025. And surprisingly, it was a lot of the later releases, and it's for two different reasons. One, it's kind of hard to just keep up with all the new movies because so many of them come out just back to back to back, almost damn near, and plus, and not to mention, iffy about spending money to potentially watch something that I may not enjoy, because movie tickets are expensive as hell. So you really gotta be wise about how much money I'm willing to invest into watching a movie. So it may not have too many of the current releases that came out this year. It's gonna have a few of them, of course, because I'm not completely out of the loop, and there's probably some movies I have yet to watch, and a lot of the throwbacks that I've watched for the first time, and some movies I've rewatched quite a bit of them, by the way. And probably the month I watched the most movies would be October, because it was Halloween. Hell, I was more invested in Halloween movies than I was with Christmas movies. And I didn't watch that many Christmas movies this December. And a lot has happened this month, and plus I wasn't feeling so well neither, so that could explain it. But I still had fun. to have fun on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. FaceTiming everybody, being over in Texas with my dad and them. So, and I ain't got too much complaints. But what else? Man, there's something else I want to talk about, but it's just slipped in my mind. But I might do another. That's why I might record another commentary video once New Year comes around. It's not coming around, but New Year come around. Most likely either at probably at 30 minutes after the ball drops, or or just later on in the morning of said New Year. I'm just gonna have to wait and see how I'm feeling, and hell, I'm gonna be sober, so you don't gotta worry about me just having too much to drink, which sucks. I ain't gonna say it sucks, but man, I'll get more into what have been dealing with as far as health wise. Just a little bit, probably in a future video. But as of now, just know that it's been kind of a roller coaster. Let's just say that. Kind of threw off all my plans I had for my 30s and everything else that's related to it. You know what I mean? So it just threw everything off course, and almost like I'm starting over. And that's gonna be that way for a good minute. Probably the next few years gonna feel like I'm just starting over. I'm starting anew again. You know, it's like the last decade, like been kind of crazy, and the past 2-3 years been kind of crazy. So it's almost I'm just constantly changing. Without even much of a choice, have much of a say so in the matter. But on another subject, let's talk about this year in hip hop. I say it's been good. I say it's better than 2023 and maybe last year. But if I was to compare it to, say, 2005 or 2003, 96, kind of a notch below. Not saying it's that far downhill as far as quality, but compared to those years I just mentioned, yeah, they still trump a lot of the releases that came out this year. There's been a lot of good releases, the albums I did listen to, and I'm sure there's some that's maybe not as good, perhaps, out there. I can't say, but I know the ones I've listened to range from being very good to I found one that was okay-ish. Okay, that was decent. Okay, I haven't listened to anything that was outright disappointing like that. Only one I could say I was disappointed in, the two I can name off the top of my head was it's not even. I still like that, and I want to clarify some things too before anyone take it out of context. Is I did enjoy the DJ Premier Nas album and the Big L album after the first listen, but I kind of felt it was like a song or two on that Premier Nas album that could have been better than what was offered, because mainly with the production side, like Premier obviously can't use the same equipment that he did back in his heyday, like 90s to early mid 2000s, and plus he's using all new equipment. He's using more digital equipment, so it's not going to come off. It's not going to sound the same as it once did back in his heyday when he was still using analog equipment and doing the DJ scratches and all that. So it's going to sound different. And it might take some time for me to get used to it. I mean, aside from those two songs, the album is still solid. Kind of wish that Nas and Premier did more of a rollout, like kind of a 90s style rollout with as far as promoting the album, and like maybe 3-4 interviews in different hip hop outlets, and maybe shoot a music video for a song or two, just get people interested, because this album people have been talking about for about 20 plus years, ever since we can probably take it further back to maybe 30, since Nas and Premier worked together on the song together back on the Illmatic era, you know what I mean? So they've been locked in since '94, you know what I mean? So people been waiting for a premiere Nas album for that long. And of course the Big L joint just felt like, I know what maybe feel like it's underwhelming with that album. I feel like some of the songs and the verses feel like I could, if I really want to do a deep dive in Big L, I could just probably go on YouTube. It didn't feel like an essential listen. And plus, Big L did not leave him a lot of material behind before he passed away. It just wasn't that much to really work with. But salute to Nas as well as Big L's estate for one put together a compilation of Big L's best verses and freestyle he did with Jay-Z. Hey, shout out to them to want to put it together in one project so people can just stream it and have it, or stream it. I don't know if they got a physical copy. If they do have a physical copy, then they can buy the physical to have it for themselves. But like I said before, I feel like it was an essential. You know what I mean? Just yeah, just feel like if I was to look for it, if I was to do a deep dive, I could just find these on YouTube. You know, and but other than that, the album's been pretty straight in my opinion. You know, it's been a lot of fire releases based on ones I've listened to. Now, I definitely did not bother returning to DDG's like album, Blame the Chat. I tried one song and it was like, hell no, I'm not listening to that shit. And I sat through maybe 5 or 6 songs off of Cardi B's Long Awaited second album and just wasn't in the mood for it. Maybe if I listen to it again, I might feel something. But I might just go head downstairs and grab some grub. Yeah, so yeah, because I'm smelling it. It smells fucking good. But anywho, I just want to give my 2 cents on the current hip hop landscape of this year and how I feel about it. It was great. It was good, but ain't touching the previous years. Ain't touching 05, 03, and fucking 96. Ain't touching those years, especially not 96. Hell no. Not touching it at all. Just a different time period and just not, like I said, this is not the same. But I'll touch on that in another video. Alright, this is your boy Blak G 92, about to sign off. Holla at your boy. Peace.